Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Conversations with the Empress. I am the Empress. Have to be dramatic, because I'm extra. Let me first start by saying thank you so much for your support. I appreciate your support. Without you guys, I wouldn't have the little following that I have. Let's make it grow. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Any activity that you guys give to the channel is going to help the channel to grow, and I appreciate your support once again. So it's Sunday morning, and what you see me doing laying in my bed is what I'm doing for the day, because I got to go back to work tomorrow, and I work hard. So everybody been talking about this whole soft girl era, and I just need to speak on it because every time something is a thing, I gotta speak on it. So you got a bunch of women talking about they want to be in this is their soft girl era. We're leaving out of our masculine energy and becoming the women that we're meant to be. So I just want to speak on masculine energy and feminine energy. First of all, we all carry it. Men carry it, women carry it. It's just that men carry more of the masculine and women carry more of the feminine. However, what a lot of people don't seem to understand is that women are in their masculine energy because they feel the need to protect themselves because they don't feel safe. And this might be an unpopular opinion, but I feel that all heterosexual women desire to be able to be in their feminine energy all the time and be, submissive and soft and nurturing and loving and caring and thoughtful and like all those beautiful, like divinely feminine traits. They want to be able to exhibit them all the time. But the harsh reality is most of us single women cannot thrive in divine feminine energy. We can't survive in divine feminine energy if we're by ourselves. If I was to live in my divine feminine energy all the time and as a single woman walk around being submissive to every and any man and giving out that beautiful nurturing and all that stuff, I would be a shell of a person because part of being that divine feminine is giving of yourself. And the sad thing is I don't come across too many men that understand the concept that in order for a woman to be submissive to you, to be in her feminine energy with you, she must first feel safe enough to do so. And most guys out here today are not creating an environment for a woman to feel safe to do so. And it's not just because there's shitty guys, because there's shitty guys and there's shitty women. It's because there's a lot of guys that haven't been taught how to do that or even been taught how to be a man. A part of the oppression of black people is the fact that they designed it for our homes to be broken. Okay? So what happens is you have a broken home, you have women raising men. So if you have a woman raising a man, 9 times out of 10, I ain't gonna say all the time, but 9 times out of 10, they're gonna exhibit more feminine traits because they don't have a man there teaching them how to be a man. So then these boys that are raised by women end up coming out here and dating women, and women are looking for this safe space to frolic in their feminine energy, but there is no safe space because the men don't know how to give it to them, and then you have the shitty ones that don't care to give it to you. So I have been in my masculine energy for a very long time. I've had glimpses of my, feminine energy here and there with certain people, but it wasn't long standing because eventually the men that I've dealt with have put me in a space of being back in my masculine energy, which I don't want to be because my divine feminine energy, my submission is a beautiful thing. I even had a guy that I dated and he was like, she don't make it easy for me to get to that spot, but once I get it, it's beautiful. Like it's a wonderful feeling to get that. And every woman is capable of being submissive to their man. Okay? Every woman. I don't care what you think. I don't care how hard she is. I don't care. That is how it's naturally designed. Okay? So you don't have to agree with me. We're all entitled to our opinions. Opinions like assholes. Everybody got one. But I've seen it myself. And then that's the other thing is like, you know, I grew up in a house with parents who were married, still are married. God bless them. My parents just celebrated their, how old am I? I'm 44, so they just celebrated their 45th wedding anniversary last November. People don't stay together like that nowadays, but I say all that to say is like, I've had a great example that black love could work, black marriages could work, and people actually stay together for their entire lives. So perspective is a motherfucker. So like, you know, in one way that's a blessing that I've been able to see that, and I know that that exists, and I know that it's possible to have that. But it's also very depressing when I'm dating, because I don't come across people that have experienced that, because most people come from parents that are divorced or never knew their father, or, you know, had a mom but their mom was a shit. Like it's like a lot of stuff that like I didn't encounter, and so I have this almost idealistic way of looking at relationships and things like that. But when I find someone who treats me, you know, the way that I deserve to be treated, and, you know, prioritizes me and likes to make me smile and likes to make me laugh and just wants to make me happy and has my back, I immediately am in my feminine energy, and I'm immediately going to my submissive space willingly. It's not even something that, you know, I have to turn on or turn off. It just happens naturally. And I just, you know, I feel like for women who have never experienced that, that's really sad. And the more times you go through bullshit, you know, the more deeper you go into your masculine energy, because it's a thing that protects you. It's not necessarily that we want to walk around acting like we are men, but we're programmed to do that and conditioned to do that. The other side of that is like the people that have never seen successful black love. And I ain't talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce and like celebrities and stuff. I'm talking about like your uncles, your aunts, your mom, your dad, your grandparents. Like, if you've never seen black love successful in real life, it's a hard concept for you to grasp and understand that like that's possible, and you also don't have the experience with it to even know how to receive it or deliver it. It's kind of the same thing I feel like, you know, people that have only lived in one place their whole lives and they've never been on a plane to go travel somewhere else. Like, when you only have the perspective of your town, that's a very small perspective when you look at the entire world, because it's not the same everywhere. Even when it comes down to like traveling to other countries, like if you just sit at your house all day long and you listen to the news and what the news tells you about other countries and how they're dangerous and third world and all that shit, you will never go anywhere. Your perspective on people, your perspective on the world is going to be this small. But once you start traveling and you start seeing other places and meeting people from other places, you realize, number one, that we all are human and we all want the same things in life. We all, you know, want to be able to breathe clean air, drink clean water, eat good food, have a place to sleep at night, and put clothes on our back. Like, it's really not that complicated. And people are the same all over, whether they speak the language you speak or not. It's like the love and dating thing is a microcosm of the bigger picture of everything that's going in the world. You know, nobody goes out here and experiences things for themselves and has their own opinion these days. People just do what's trending. People are on social media and following what social media says, and people are not thinking anymore. People are not picking up books and reading them and thinking for themselves and developing themselves. People are not doing that shit no more. And it becomes overwhelming for you when you are somebody that does. So, you know, that was like a whole tangent off this whole thing, but it's just like everything starts spinning around, and it's just one big clusterfuck of misinformation, of perspective, you know, weird perspectives, and just a bunch of shit. So, I want to say, like, to get out of doing what everybody else thinks you should do, get out of continuing generational curses. Like, if you know that nobody in your family has ever been married, or everybody in your family has been married and divorced, like, do your best to break that generational curse. And it starts with you. It doesn't start with, finding the right person. It doesn't start with being in the right place at the right time. It starts with you healing you and unlearning shit that you've been taught that ain't necessarily for your greatest good and for your best growth. Once you do the inner work and you start working on yourself and you create healthy boundaries and you don't accept less, more will come into your life. And, that's across the board, not just with love, even with money. Like, if you have a spirit of lack and worry about finances and stuff like that, like, it's not going to come to you, because that's the energy you're giving to the universe. You got to put out there what you want to receive. True story. I'm at my job now, this job that I have now, for almost 2 years. I like my job. It's put me in a position of management where I feel like I was always like a little like, I think I would be a great at management and supervising and stuff like that, but I never really had the opportunity for real. And now I have that. So I love my job. It's a lot of fun, and it allows me to, like, thrive in a way that I wasn't able to before. When I lost my job, my previous job, it was definitely a hit to everything I had going on. Like, I really had to, like, hit the reset button on my life and start over, because I had been at that job for so long. And my finances was fucked up. I was stressed out about money all the time. And it was just a constant cycle. It wasn't getting better. But then this one day, I was sitting in my apartment, and I was just looking around my apartment, and I was like, wow, that is what Source wanted me to learn, what Spirit was trying to teach me, is that even though I struggled, like, after I lost that job, I always had what I needed. I always had clothes on my back. I always had my apartment. I always had food to eat. And, it might have not been everything I wanted, but I always had what I needed. And that is the lesson that I was supposed to learn, is to not worry about the things that I don't have that I want, but to recognize that Spirit provides all the time. And I did not miss any meals. I didn't go hungry. I didn't end up on the street. I didn't have to move home. It was a perspective shift for me, and it made me develop an attitude of gratitude. And that attitude of gratitude has spread its wings through my life, so to speak. With any situation I look at now, I try to have an attitude of being grateful and finding the thing to be grateful for, or finding the lesson in what I'm going through. And, when you change your attitude, you start to attract better things, better people, better places. And I'm definitely in that space of attracting the best, because I'm the best. So at least that's how you got to feel about yourself, and that's how you have to look at life. Put out the energy that you want to receive. But anyway, I know that was like a whole hodgepodge of stuff, but, like, I just had to get all that out of me. And I want to say happy Sunday. I hope that you guys have had a great weekend, and I hope that you are out here looking at things with a wider lens and changing your perspective if your perspective is not adding to you. And guys, create safe spaces for women to be in their divine feminine energy, so you can have the submissive queen that you want. Because if you cannot do that and you can't maintain that, it's not going to happen. Not rocket science. If you like this show, you want to see more like it, hit that like, share, and subscribe. And I'll be back with another one. Bye. Thanks for watching. Your support is always appreciated. Don't forget to drop a comment, smash that like and subscribe, and then share. But if y'all want to show some support with them dollars though, throw your girl a cash app on handle $EmpressElite. You feel me? Until we meet again, you gonna take these kisses.